The following is a Broncos Broadcast Network production.
Welcome to the Broncos News Network. I'm Caroline.
And I'm Caitlin, and these are our top stories for this week. Our homecoming, the Bubble Bash, has been moved to the next Saturday, the 22nd.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Roughly 1 in 8 women in the U.S. will be affected by breast cancer. Take this month to show your support to survivors and current fighters of breast cancer.
October is also Hispanic Heritage Month. It's a month to celebrate your Hispanic heritage and who you are. BBN News starts now.
Homecoming is just a week away. Here's Alec with details about homecoming.
Davenport High School is having their homecoming on October 22nd. We are going to ask students of DHS what they are doing for this year's Bubble Bash. What are you guys going to wear for homecoming?
A nice little turtleneck. So, a turtleneck. You already know the Louis glasses. Some slick back pants. Whoa.
I got me the little loafers. I got me a little blue suit. I got me the little Cartiers. Something like.
Are you guys taking anyone?
No comment.
No comment.
What are you wearing to homecoming?
So I'm wearing like a striped shirt and a blue tux jacket.
Are you taking anyone?
Yeah, I'm taking Elisa.
And then what are your thoughts on this year's homecoming?
To be our most romantic night.
All right, thank you. I'm Alec Rosenberg. This is the Bronco Broadcasting Network.
Piano and chorus are two of the many electives here at Davenport High School. Here's Jade with Mr. Right, featuring chorus and piano.
Chorus is already an interesting class, but let's take a look at what Mr. Wright has planned for this year.
So our next thing that we are prepping for is our candlelight audition. And candlelight is something that happens at Walt Disney World at Epcot during the holidays. And so we're auditioning to be part of the mass choir, which is about 200 singers. And they actually sing on stage with the Voices of Liberty, which is a professional singing group at Epcot. And they also sing with the Walt Disney World Orchestra, which is a professional orchestra that comprises of professional musicians and instrumentalists from around Florida and beyond. So that's our next thing that we are auditioning for. And then we are preparing for our Veterans Day concert, which will be on November the 10th, I believe.
For anyone curious if Mr. Wright has a teaching preference, here's what he has to say.
No, I don't really have a preference. With teachers, we kind of teach what we're told to teach, so we might not have a choice. Choir is my number one thing, though. Like that's what my degree is in vocal music education. But I've also played piano since I was 7 years old or in the second grade, so I kind of have a love with both of them.
If you're thinking about broadening your musical horizon, try joining piano or chorus.
I always tell people to give it a try. It's kind of nervous. They're like, oh, I don't sing. I don't know how to sing. Well, you take a class to learn how to do something. So if you're nervous about it, I say just try it. And if you don't like it, you can always get switched to something else. That way you can at least experience it for a little bit, and you might find that you like it. And if not, then you'll find something else that you like.
With Broncos Broadcasting Network, I'm Jade Newman.
Davenport High School will be hosting virtual college tours for the University of Central Florida, University of South Florida, University of Florida, and Florida State University. These virtual tours will take place in our Performing Arts Center. If you are a senior who has a GPA above 3.0 and would like to attend, scan the QR code on the screen now. This will be limited to the first 100 students.
Hello Broncos, I'm Jade Newman and here's the weather forecast for the next 4 days. Friday, October 14th will be sunny with a high of 87 and a low of 61. Saturday will be sunny with a high of 86 and a low of 62. Sunday will be sunny with a high of 86 and a low of 59. Monday will be mostly sunny with a high of 87 and a low of 61. And that's the weekly weather forecast.
With new student athletes coming in every year, they are bound to find success with the Broncos. They can come in and improve with time. with time to really achieve success at the next level, making our JV teams the future for Broncos. Here's Eric with the coverage of the JV teams on our campus.
Hello, I'm Eric Torado, and I'm here to bring you coverage on the JV teams this year in our campus. So far this year, only our JV football team and our JV volleyball team have played this year. So far, in terms of JV play, things have really shaped up for the JV football team this year, winning 3 of their first 5 games after previously not winning a single game last year. Coming off of a game at Point Siena, where the defense recorded a record-high 6 turnovers in a game against Ridge, this week the team will be playing Fort Meade in an away game, as the Broncos will try and secure their first winning season in football in the program's history. As for our JV volleyball team, they're nothing to scoff at either. Although they had a lackluster start of the season, the JV volleyball girls had a hard-fought game against Ridgeview, eventually resulting in the second victory of the Broncos season. The team plans to get back on track and ride the momentum to the next game, heading against Ridgeview. Now remember, it is still very early on into the school year, so there are many teams that are still holding tryouts, including the soccer team for boys and girls very soon. Now, JV isn't a sign that you're bad at the sport you're playing. It's a sign to get better at the sport you're playing so you can achieve it at the next level and eventually reach varsity. So it shouldn't have such a negative connotation. Eric Torado, Broncos Broadcasting Network.
Hola, yo me llamo Elías. Y aquí estamos con Broncos Noticias. Hablando de este mes de la herencia hispana. Well, Hispanic Heritage Month is a pretty simple thing that started in 1968. It started off as a state concept when the Latino activists tried to get rights and recognition for their culture. From that, it grew, and Lyndon B. Johnson proposed the legislation, and it was officially turned into a law. And this ran all the way up until President Reagan, and here we are today, still celebrating it. It starts on September 15th and ends on October 15th. Where are you from?
I'm from Puerto Rico.
And what does Hispanic Heritage Month mean to you?
This month basically means, like, for me, an opportunity to understand and meet new different cultures from other Hispanic countries. An opportunity to learn different cultures and to compare my culture with others.
So, where are you from?
Well, originally I'm from Puerto Rico, but I can be considered a Floridian since I've been here for 21 years.
Can you tell me a bit about the dress that you have next to you?
I made this dress for my daughter. She was participating in an event that she had to represent where we're from. And I hand painted the entire bottom of this piece, and I bedazzled our flag, and I was very excited because she won first place.
Where are you from?
Puerto Rico.
And what does this month mean to you?
It means orgullo, pride, to celebrate our culture and just community and, collaboration with all our Latino comrades.
How do you like to celebrate this month of Hispanic Heritage?
Eating all kinds of Spanish food with my family.
Thank you.
Mr. Renke teaches English 3 and AP English, who is favored by many students. Here's Evan with a story on Mr. Renke.
Behind me is Mr. Renke's English classroom, and he's this week's Teacher Spotlight. Mr. Renke is the AP English and English 3 teacher at Davenport High School. Why he became a teacher?
Well, I think that the world's a pretty messed up place, and this seems to be the best way to try to make it a better place.
Do you have any pets?
I do. I have a cat and I have a dog. Their names are Mr. Kitty and Miss Puppy.
What are your hopes and dreams?
I hope for world peace, and I hope that the Lions will win the Super Bowl.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Renke.
You're so welcome. This is great.
This is Evan Slater with Broncos Broadcasting Network.
Last year, the boys soccer team went 2-10-1. This year, Coach Riggs is planning to improve their record from last year. Here's Anthony.
When are soccer tryouts? The first day for tryouts is October 18th. That's Tuesday, and they'll run through Wednesday the 19th. What are the expectations and requirements to make varsity? We expect someone to be committed. I think that's going to be our motto this year is committed. If we want to be a good team going forward and winning games and being at the level we want to be at, we need everyone to be committed. We need everyone to have passion for what they're doing, and we need to take ownership and accountability in what we do. So looking for those things this year from our varsity players. What is the goal for this season? I think we didn't know what to expect last year, and now that we're in year 2, I think the goal is to improve from where we left off. So if that means winning 1 or 2 more games, that's great, but ultimately we just want to get better and continue building on what we started last year. I'm Anthony Escalera, and this is Broncos Broadcasting Network.
Now to Jeremy with the Student Spotlight.
I'm Jeremy Tinley. I'm going to be interviewing a scholar athlete. Why are you the team captain?
I think I'm a captain because I'm really loud, first of all, and plus I know the game. I know how to play, and I really love cheering on my team.
Are you excited for soccer coming up?
Yes, I'm really excited for soccer. It's my main sport and my favorite sport.
Now you're a scholar athlete, correct?
Mm-hmm. I have a GPA of a 3.6.
And what does that mean?
It means I get good grades, and scholar athlete means I have a 3.5 or higher, and which I do. I have a 3.6, and so yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm Jeremy with BBN News. Back to the studio.
Spirit Week is next week. Tuesday will be Decade Day. Wednesday will be Meme/Vine Day. Thursday will be Anything But a Backpack Day. Friday will be Class Color Day, and there will also be a pink out football game after school. So support us and wear pink at the game. Speaking of pink, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Let's head over to Miranda for more information.
It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Here's Miss Kish to talk about her experiences with breast cancer.
So I did go through chemo. I lost my hair. I also had probably 10 to 11 surgeries. So I was in and out of the hospital quite a bit. I was in the classroom teaching, but I was thankful not to miss too much work. But my students saw me go through the whole process. So it was interesting to kind of explain the process because they had a lot of questions. I didn't get too sick. I did have to go through radiation where I went to the doctor every day. But again, I stayed positive, handled it like a champ, and I had a very good support system. So I was very blessed.
But everyone experiences breast cancer for a different amount of time.
I was diagnosed in 2011. They treat you, so when they say you never really get rid of cancer once you have it, it always is somewhat in your body. But I was treated. It took about a year for my treatments, and then I had another year or 2 after that for surgery. So probably after 3 years, I would say I was done dealing with it.
Miss Kish has something to say to those who are fighting breast cancer.
I think the most important thing is to have them stay positive. If you keep that positive outlook, then it kind of shifts your whole perspective on how to deal with what you may not be able to deal with when you're in that situation. So always stay positive.
I'm Miranda for Broncos Broadcasting Network.
Thank you for joining us this week for Broncos News. I'm Caroline.
And I'm Caitlin. We'll see you next time.